so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked. That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Welcome to the Dropshot, episode 23. Shout out to Jordan, Michael Jordan, that is. He was a basketball player for the Chicago Bulls. You may or may not have heard of him. He's in the news lately because there's some fucking ESPN docuseries on him that is supposed to be quite a scathing documentary series. My name is Casey, also known as Razanon. I am joined, as always, by my dear friend Tanner. Tanner, say hello to everyone.
What's going on, everybody?
And today, we've got a couple announcements and a couple topics to go over. As you may already know, today is Saturday. I know time kind of just cruises by in these quarantine times. You don't know what day of the week it is. You don't know what time of day it is. Everything is an alcohol and masturbation infused kind of haze, and everything just meanders into the next hour. But I'm here to tell you, if you check your calendars, today is Saturday, and as such, we're not going over patch notes or anything of the sort today, and we have opted today to do another Q&A because we got quite a few questions in the Discord, which I appreciate you all answering. We are going to hit as many as we can in the allotted time, and then if we don't get to any questions that are already in the Discord, then we will save them for the next time we do a Q&A stream. So first thing I want to say is, if you enjoy the Q&As more than an average episode, let me know. If you like them less than an average episode, also let me know that. I quite enjoy doing the Q&As because it lets me kind of meander a lot, which I find enjoyable, and I feel like the content it gives is also fairly enjoyable, but I could definitely see how some of you might hate that and wish that we were more focused on a topic. So let me know what your guys' opinions on that are. Let's see. Damascus, Crichton, Claptimus Prime. Just wanted to shout you guys out again at the top of this evening's episode for all the gifted subs, all the love. I appreciate you. Your Deductible also hit me with the offline sub. Change your name, but thanks for the offline sub. You're a fucking demon, and I appreciate you. And also, obviously, everyone who's been supporting the pod. I'm getting a metric fuck ton of offline follows, which is absolutely fantastic. So if you're subbing, if you're gifting subs, if you're following, if you're rating me 5 stars on iTunes, if you're merely listening, thank you. But some of you are more important than others, right? Kidding, kind of. Not really. All I want is for you guys to be here. That's all I care about, truthfully. But for those of you who are going above and beyond, I do also very much appreciate that, and I did not want that to go unacknowledged. So thank you for that. I will also say that if you want to support the pod, but you're not trying to spend a shit ton of money, let's say you're willing to only give us a Twitch Prime sub, which is a perfectly reasonable stance to have. Like, okay, I have a free sub every month. I pay for Amazon Prime anyway, so I'm willing to give the Dropshot my Twitch Prime sub, but that's as far as I'm willing to go. Do me a favor, give it to Tanner over at Tanner Dropshot. He's new to streaming. He needs some subs, and it would help him out a lot. So I don't need it. I'll be fine. Give it to Tanner. Give it to us both, really. Call me Invader V. But if you're not willing to do that, then prioritize Tanner for the time being. And then the second he has more subs than me, I'm firing him from the Dropshot LLC. How about that? So,
So everyone make sure to sub Tanner Dropshot, twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot, twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot.
yeah, I'll keep that in mind. So Tanner, why don't you peep this next one here, brother?
Okay, just have a couple quick announcements on my end. I believe I have 2 founders badges, sub badges left in the channel. I'm not positive because I was told gifted subs don't count for a founders badge. But hey, the only way to find out is to subscribe, and then we'll see if you get a founders badge. So I think there's about 2 left, though. I counted them up. I did some quick maths, and I think there's 2 left. My next announcement, sub badges are complete and live. You will see them immediately following this podcast.
Can you preview them for us right now? Do you have an image?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess you're going to have to go over to Tanner's stream after this podcast.
Yeah.
Now,
actually,
I will say he could preview them for us, but he's trying to bait you guys into going to his stream after the pod rather than giving you the goods now. And I approve of this Machiavellian manipulation tactic. So keep that in mind because we've got big brains here at the Dropshot LLC. So keep all of that right the fuck in mind.
Yeah, I mean, literally the only way you'll ever see the sub icon is if you subscribe. So yeah.
Okay. Anything else on this for you?
No, that's it.
Okay. Let me catch up on chat here real quick. Let's see. I'm pretty sour. I don't get it, Damascus. To be honest, I don't think they have.
He said he's a sugar daddy, like he's sweet.
Oh, he's like a Sour Patch Kid or something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's for me, dog. Let's see what else do we have here. Claptimus, welcome. Tim, welcome. BQ, welcome. Fresh off a 12 kill Warzone dub, looking for group. Fuck yeah, Claptimus Prime.
Let's fucking go.
That's a let's fucking go.
Not looking for group, but yeah.
Yikes! I'm a fucking idiot, so we'll keep those things in mind. But good, nice, Claptimus. That is more kills than I've ever gotten in Warzone. Unless you count like a squad combined kills. I don't play Warzone much, so. Can Raz even fire Tanner? I thought Tanner was the sole proprietor. Well, hey. You're not going to look at our books anytime soon. How about that, Blood? So, all right, let's see. Okay, next little announcement. This is not fake news. The store is absolutely live now. Look at this just shilling. We've been shilling for a good 15 minutes so far. So I hope you like the content, bitch. Welcome to the Shill Shot, a Call of Duty shillcast. But everything we're offering is... We're offering value, so I'm not just here begging. Don't call me Invader V, okay? I'm providing you with something, and I'm giving you the opportunity to purchase those goods. Welcome to the United States of America. Capitalism forever. But here we've got the store. It is live. This is a good-looking model right here, so that was a happy coincidence. But we've got a bunch of shit. I had to change the logo, so you may notice that Call of Duty isn't in it. So if you look at my tank right now, I got the first edition, and since you were all too slow, no one else is going to have one. But I have Call of Duty written here. So I ordered that, and then they copy struck us. So I had to change the logo to take out the Call of Duty part. But it's still the same logo, it just doesn't have that text. So this is the Dropshot podcast. We've got hats, mugs, all that kind of shit. And courtesy of Jedi Knife and his first ever fan art submission, we also have the alternate fan logo art. And it looks fucking good, dude. I had my boy Caesar make the logo like merchable. Shout out to Caesar. And he did a really fucking good job because this looks dope, dude. This looks really good. So I ordered a tank top, and I'll be showing you guys this as well once that comes in. So the shop is live. Link is in the description, show notes, etc., and the panels. So peep that. And everything's pretty cheap too. Like this tank top is $22 plus. Sorry, this tank top is $22 plus shipping. Not bad. Probably a little more than a normal tank top, but not much. So anyway.
You know what would help out though is if they just buy, I'm sure the shipping is almost flat rate. So hey, instead of buying one item, just buy 3 or 4, then it cuts back on the shipping. You're saving money. I'm helping you out with that stimulus check. You're not spending as much. So
exactly. Yeah, you can save on shipping if you order a bunch of items at once. So keep that in mind. I do not personally know that male model. Sorry, Kaylee, but he probably doesn't live in Australia anyway. So, everyone call your senator congressman to support the $2,000 a month proposal so that we can drop mad subs and bits in this bitch. I approve of that. Let's funnel Federal Reserve money into my checking account and into the business account of the Dropshot LLC. I approve of that. Let's see. And then a couple of you have ordered merch. If you have, when you get it, wear it, make yourself pretty, take selfies, hashtag the Dropshot, and tag me and Tanner on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever the fuck, so that we can see it. And then if you want us to show you on the next episode, then we can do that. So keep all those things in mind. I got my new modem. It did nothing to help. We're gonna speed through the rest of these. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I bought a new modem. I thought it was gonna fix my internet. It didn't. I have exactly the same problem, so it just pissed away that money. So now I'm gonna try a new router. I got an IQ router V3 that's gonna come in on Monday. That is supposed to help with something called buffer bloat, which I suspect is my issue. If any of you know dick all about networking issues of the sort, please let me know. And if you have any experience with the IQ router, let me know. But I've read good things about it, and it hopefully is going to solve my issue. Because my download speed is like totally fine. My upload speed is relatively inconsistent. But every time I play Call of Duty and I'm not streaming, I don't have any issues. I don't lag really at all. And everything's fine. But as soon as I start streaming, because I have a limited amount of upload to work with, all of a sudden my ping becomes wildly inconsistent and goes to like 300 milliseconds, 2 seconds, and then back to 20 milliseconds, and it's a disaster. So hopefully this router will help. Last thing, I think we're going to be starting the Patreon soon. I need to talk to Tanner more about that and figure out what exactly we're going to do. Your experience will not change at all once we release the Patreon, though. We're still going to be doing these 2 episodes at the same time every week. We're not going to censor anything. We're not going to lock existing content behind a paywall or anything of the kind. If we do start a Patreon, I'm thinking of doing bonus episodes. So in addition to these 2 a week, we will do an extra 1 a week or an extra 2 a month. I'm not sure. And then I have a couple other ideas for what would be cool to put into a Patreon. If you guys have ideas, let me know, because I am not really sure we could do, but if you guys think of some cool idea, like, oh, it would be cool if you did, I don't know, this with your patrons or some such bullshit, that would be great. So any other announcements, young Tanner?
No more announcements.
All right, so let's get into it. Grass supports socialism, get baited. Only if I'm at the top. So keep that in mind. All right, so the Q&A. We're starting. So these are all questions from our Discord. So if you have a question you want to ask of us that we can answer in the next Q&A stream. The Q&As are always on Saturdays, but they're not every Saturday. But some Saturdays we're going to be doing Q&As. We're pulling all of these from Discord. So join my Discord, join the Dropshot Discord. The link is in the show notes, and there's a Q&A section where you can ask your questions. Cosplays, yeah, I'll keep that in mind, Kaylee. So we're pulling all of these questions from that Q&A section. So if you wanted to ask your own, put them there. With that said, Steel Switch is going to be the first question we go through. He asks, is quickscoping gone? I have not encountered anyone in multiplayer quickscoping? Has the aiming down sights timing increased, or was this just an old play style of the past? Has anyone run into this? Tanner, your thoughts?
Okay, I do think it's kind of just a thing of the past. Well, one big reason specific to this game, I think, is that the maps on this game are way bigger than previous games. So that definitely has something to do with it. It's kind of hard to quick scope somebody when the map is 4 times the length as Black Ops 4. Also, I'm wondering kind of if you're referring to like trick shotting almost, because that I think was just a fad. Things like that come up in gaming. It's just like how games get popular for a while. Trick shotting was really popular and it just died off. Other than that, the ADS time in this game isn't great. It's probably, I don't know, Raz, would you say the ADS time is slower in this game than previous games overall? I would say it is, right? For most guns, slower ADS speed.
I'm going to let you finish, but my answer to that is kind of.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much the end of I think that's what it is the ADS speed isn't great in this game. Previous games, like MW2, I think, when with the 50 cal, and in Call of Duty 4, the ADS speed was a lot quicker than it is now, so that definitely has something to do with it. I'm done.
Okay. I was balls deep on my vape. Okay, so is quickscoping gone? Well, it's certainly less prevalent. That is obvious. One of the reasons there are a bunch of reasons probably. One of them is that those dumb fucking Modern Warfare 2 montages on YouTube that have EDM music in the background, those are not popular anymore. No one gives a fuck. No one watches them. In quickscoping, okay, the reality is if you're really good at quickscoping, you'll always do better with a real gun. So like if we take the best quickscoper in the world, if they aim that well, that consistently, that quickly, then if you put an M4 in their hands, they're going to get every single kill they would have gotten, plus more. Because there's way more margin for error. You can whiff a lot harder and still get kills. Another big thing is that snipers are less OP now. The Barrett from MW2, right? Was it MW2? And MW, I think.
Correct. Yeah.
From both. So the Barrett was a semi-automatic one-shot kill sniper rifle that had almost no recoil and had an insanely fast fire rate. So it's way easier to quickscope with something like that than it is to quickscope with an HDR in MW 2019. Because you can fire, I'm not kidding, probably 6 Barrett bullets before you can fire 2 HDR bullets. Because it's semi-auto versus bolt action. And then all the semi-auto snipers or marksman rifles in this game do not do nearly as much damage as the Barrett did. And even if they do, they have quite a bit more recoil. So the snipers have been nerfed considerably since quickscoping was OP. And on your second point, I don't think the ADS speed has increased necessarily. You can make any sniper, not any sniper, you can't make the HDR quick sight in very quickly, but like the AX50, you can make that sight in very quickly. The difference is the sprint out time in this game is atrocious. So if you're running around trying to quick scope, it's going to take a long time because you have to go through the sprint out timer and then the ADS time and then the shot. Whereas in Black Ops 4, for example, with Gung Ho, there is no sprint out time. So you totally eliminate that and then you go straight to the ADS speed to the shot. So it's a lot slow. So the ADS speed, literally just that, is not necessarily slower or faster. Depends on the attachments. But the sprint out time is slower. And that's what is really important for quickscoping. Because no one is standing still quickscoping or walking around quickscoping. People sprint around the map and then quickscope. So that's how I would say this.
That's a really good thought. I actually hadn't thought about that. The sprint out time. That's definitely a huge reason.
Yeah, I think
in this game.
I think the biggest reason though is that there's no more Barrett 50 cal semi-auto 900 RPM one-shot kill anywhere on the body with no recoil gun anymore.
Do you remember when kids used to get mad? Well, some people still do when you quote unquote hard scope. Hey, I'm just using the fucking sniper how it's supposed to be used. Like, do you remember those days where if you didn't quick scope, everyone called you a noob? It's like, dude,
yes. Well, they use
idiot.
different words than that, but
well,
yes.
yeah, they use 2010, 2012 words.
2010 slang, yeah, frog it. So you can decipher that one. But yeah, sure. It's just a big word. Yes, I do remember that. But also, again, it was easier to quickscope back then, so you didn't have to hard scope. You didn't have to rely on hard scoping as much necessarily as you do now. It's like if you want to run around and quickscope with an HDR, good luck, fucking idiot. You know, it's gonna be real rough, especially with how fast the time to kill is, and when someone's just fucking your ass with a 10mm MP5, with the best hip fire accuracy in any game ever, by the way. Like, if you put on a Merc foregrip 5 milliwatt laser on an SMG in this game, dude, your hip fire spread is so small. Good luck quickscoping when this dude can turn a corner and laser you without ADSing at all. Like, you know, so I think it's just harder now. That would be my answer to the question. Kaylee says Tanner could pull off Wyatt with respect to cosplaying. I could see that. Because he can grow a beard. You could pull off...
I can't grow a beard, so... I can grow this mustache that only grows on each side.
He can grow that disgusting excuse for facial hair, yeah. It was maybe close enough. With how few pixels your webcam has, we can't really tell the difference, so...
Such a piece of
so
shit.
Keep that in
mind. Maybe people buy some merch, I can get a new webcam.
You're not wrong. You could pull off that hot one with the baby face. I don't know who that is, but I'll keep that in mind.
She must be talking about Yegor.
Yeah, totally. All the prison tats. I am inked the fuck up like Yegor is, though. So maybe I could.
What is she talking about, though? The baby face one? That's weird.
I don't know. It's a great question.
I think if anything, Wyatt is the baby face guy. I don't know.
Kaylee, you're gonna have to get back to me with the name of an operator. So we'll start with there. Damascus, what happened to Flashback Fridays? Again, my internet doesn't work. I can't stream Flashback Fridays. I can't stream and play at the same time. I can do one or the other. So when my internet gets fixed, I'm going to go back to my old stream schedule. But for now, my internet can't do it because it's shit.
Give me your subs. Thank you.
Okay. But it's still fine because I am still kind of streaming. It's just from Tanner's point of view. So holy fuck the merch. What's up, Shadow? I'm glad you like it, dude. What's interesting is you said that, but I don't have any emails about Shadow buying merch. So that's just an interesting thought to consider. So it must not be that. It must not be that Craigasm. I don't know. It changes every day. Slowly brings hands up to face and stares at camera. Think Dragunov, but AX50 strength. Yeah, kind of Damascus, but even better than a Dragunov because the faster rate was fire rate was faster, and it had less recoil. It was so dumb. If you guys just go to YouTube and type in MW2 Barrett montage, you'll see. And if someone ran up to you, you could just hip fire shoot 10 times, and like you'll probably get a hip fire kill. The one that starts with R. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who that is. So...
Lost it, dude.
All day, every day. Can you give an example? An example of what, Shadow?
We were talking about the words that were used in 2010 and 2012.
Yeah. Well,
yes,
no,
for an example live on stream.
Just here's another. While you're on YouTube, a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. Just a lobby. Anyone, you'll hear the words. So let's go on to our next question here. The Milkman. Yeah, true. The Milkman asks, what do you think about Eavesdrop the perk in COD 4. Also, the cold-blooded perk in MW 2 would get rid of red nameplate, but not anymore. Do you agree with getting rid of it? I think they should have brought both back. Okay, I've got words for this question, but Tanner, go ahead and take this one.
You're gonna have a lot of words for the second part because I even did, and you're gonna be 100 times worse than me. So for people who don't know, Eavesdrop was a perk in Call of Duty 4. It was probably the worst perk ever put in a video game. Honestly, it was completely useless. For the time, though, it was pretty crazy. It was basically, I think it was the third perk. If you're close enough to enemies, you can hear their voice chat, so you can hear them talking. But there was a big issue with that. Nobody in 2006 and 2007. Well, I shouldn't say that. In 2006 and 2007, when players were talking on their microphones, they were using Xbox and PlayStation Party Chat. They weren't using game chat. So
And if
it was
they were
essentially
on PC, they were using Ventrilo or TeamSpeak.
exactly, or nothing. Nobody used voice on PC in
I'll
Call
keep
of
that
Duty
in
4. So it's an interesting thought. You're the first person I've seen bring up Eavesdrop like ever. The only time I can see it would never be a good perk in this game. It may be funny or kind of cool to use for a few rounds, maybe on Ground War or Warzone. But even then, I mean, people are still using console party chat or they're using Discord like we do.
Yeah.
The Dropshot Discord, join it. So it's a completely useless perk. Super interesting though that they thought about it back in the day. For the second part, cold-blooded MW2 get rid of red nameplate. There's a big problem. There's a big problem in this game, and that's you can't fucking see people. So this game is basically a name tag shooting simulator. So do you realize how bad this game would be without the name tags? It would be fucking atrocious. Any other game, I would say that's a fantastic idea.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great theory. I would love to see it in future titles, maybe when Treyarch makes a game again where we can actually see the enemies. But you can't in this game.
Yes.
Hey, Lowcap, fuck the map hill. I can't see anybody on it. So it needs to be there, but you need to have the visibility. So I think in future titles, it's a good idea to bring it back. In this game, though, it would be a broken perk. Everyone would be running it, and I wouldn't be able to see people, and my KD would be 0.64. So
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, Tanner basically summed that up, but I'll go through this. Yeah, I never played COD 4 much, and I don't remember Eavesdrop as a perk, but as Tanner said, so many people use party chat, and maybe they would allow you to snoop on that, but they can't allow you to snoop on Discord chats, even if they wanted to. So it would be very useless, and I don't think it would make sense to add it in, just because so many people are on Discord and in party chat and shit now. Especially us as PC players, we get in PC lobbies a lot, so we would never use it because everyone's in Discord if they're in voice at all on PC. Also, the cold-blooded perk in MW2 would get rid of the red nameplate, but not anymore. Do you agree with getting rid of it? Yes. For all the reasons Tanner just said. The visibility in this game is so fantastically bad that if you allowed for red nameplates to not show up, you'd never see anyone. I mean, imagine you're playing as Grinch with your ghillie suit, which is genuinely effective, by the way. It's not a meme. If you play on hill, gunfight, and then you prone in the tall grass, and you're playing as Grinch, and now we take away your red nameplate, I literally wouldn't be able to see you. I literally would not be able to see you. So you can't do that in this game because the visibility is fucking awful, which is the #1 problem with this game, I think. I think it is the biggest problem of Modern Warfare 2019, probably. We'll rank order those for our year in review podcast extravaganza at the end of the year, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But yeah, you can't get rid of the nameplates in this game. Like in Black Ops 4, visibility was good enough to where you could do something like this and it would be cool. But in this game, no, there's no way. There's no way. So just like Tanner said, in a future title, if they make it so that I could see enemy players such that it allows me to aim my mouse at them and then shoot them by clicking on my left mouse button, then that would be cool. But until such time, no, definitely not in this game. So, next question is from Damascus Impaler. Damascus asks, since consoles have never needed virus protection software because it is pretty much isolated, now that crossplay is a thing, should consoles start using antivirus software? Tanner.
Shit, sorry. I'm going to be honest. I really know nothing about this. When I saw this question, I did do a little bit of research because it did make me think, like, hey, it's connected to the internet. Could there be some sort of virus, or could they be hacked or something? The only thing I can kind of think of is if somebody's using a PC, a real PC, not a console computer. If they're using a computer, there's a lot more info saved on there, more valuable info than there is on an Xbox. Like, hey, if you hack or your Xbox gets a virus, you know, there may be a banking credit card tied to your store. Mm-hmm. But, you know, if that gets hacked, you cancel the credit card. It's not a big deal. If somebody hacks your computer and you get a virus, I mean, you can lose a ton of info, you know, personal information, you know, hey, intimate photos, intimate videos.
I've got lots of those, by the way.
Saved passwords for hundreds of websites. I mean,
Bitcoin.
More thorough banking info. Yeah, there's just a lot more.
Bitcoin
so as
wallets.
far as I know, there's no antivirus software. Well, there's not an antivirus software for it. Let's put it that way. And if there were any chance that consoles could get a virus, you know, somebody like John McAfee would create the virus, so then he could create the antivirus and become a multimillionaire because he's John McAfee.
I don't
so
like them putting chemicals in the
keep
water
that in
that
mind.
turn the friggin' frogs gay.
I don't think they can get a virus because if they did, there'd be some millionaire out there that would have antivirus software for consoles.
Yeah. The reason I don't think they need antivirus software, and the reason is you don't download anything on a console. So there's no, I mean, we've gone over this 2 episodes ago. I'm not a computer expert. That's obvious. That's very clear. But I will say that most of the time, as far as I know, the only real way to get a virus is if you're downloading shit. And then you download, it's called a Trojan horse. And the reason it's called a Trojan horse is based off of the actual wooden Trojan horse that was a gift to, I don't remember which empire, but they had this hollow wooden horse, a Trojan horse, and they smuggled a bunch of soldiers inside the hollow wooden horse. So the empire, whatever it was, accepted the gift of this huge Trojan horse to get through the walls of the city, and then they hopped out of the Trojan horse and wrought havoc on the city. That is the reason that Trojan viruses are called Trojan viruses. Read a book. So, but that would, to extend that analogy, you have to first allow something into your city walls for that to happen. But you don't download things on a console. As far as I know, you can't download things in a console. You can install games, you can download games, but those are only directly through the Microsoft or PlayStation Store, and that software is obviously vetted by Sony and Microsoft respectively. So I don't think it would ever be an issue. So no, I don't think there's ever going to be antivirus software. If they allow you to start using your console to browse the internet and shit, then maybe. But if you're browsing the internet with your console, then you should just buy a fucking computer, which we've gone over in episode 21, conveniently titled, "A Console is a Computer." So, the more you know, yeah. Big facts, Shadow. Big facts. So, let's see. Rhodian is the perk that Kaylee, or the operator that Kaylee was referring to. Interesting. Well, she is not here. So, I don't know what that dude looks like. No idea. But I'll consider cosplaying as him just for you, Kaylee. It's that boomer eyesight. Yeah, true, Damascus. The Greeks gave Troy the horse. Troy.
Well, it says Troy. I looked it up when you were talking.
Isn't that Rome? Roman?
The city of Troy, I think.
It's the Roman city of Troy, right?
Yeah.
Are you just saying yeah, or is that true?
I'm just saying. I've been to Rome, though, by the way. I've been to Rome in Italy. I've been there, so.
Well, let's look it up. Troy was a city in the northwest of Asia Minor. Doesn't say what country or empire it referred to. All right, well, yeah, Rome. That's what I thought. Okay, good to know. Quick facts. Troy was independent, I believe. What's up, Low Cap? Nice founder's badge. Yeah, I think maybe it was. That was my very cursory research tells me. So let's move on to our next question here. Tanner, did you look into this question at all? Specifically these attachments?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good. So RS249404, wait, nope, action. RS249 asks, change your name. I have two questions. Number one, why is the Singard Pro barrel more used on the AX50 than the factory barrel? Question two, what reason is there to ever use tactical suppressor over monolithic, or on any gun for that matter? Good questions, Tanner.
The biggest reason Singard Pro is more used.
Can you explain what their difference is?
Singard Pro is a short barrel. It increases damage range and bullet velocity, but the long barrel also has that. So when he says factory, he's talking about the long barrel. There's two factory long barrels. So I use the 32-inch, which is the longest. The downfall with the 32-inch is it has a movement speed decrease to it. But the benefit is you get a longer increased damage range.
These are both long barrels then. One is just a long barrel.
Every barrel in the AX50 adds damage.
Okay, so they're all long barrels, but the Singard Pro barrel is the shortest of the longer barrels from the default.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I don't really know why people would use the Singard Pro barrel. I mean, I guess for the added movement speed, I think people are just kind of dumb. For how big the maps are, Ground War, Warzone, you want the barrel with the most damage at the furthest range possible, which is one of the factory. I think it's the factory 32-inch. That's what I use on my AX50 setup, and my ADS speed is still very quick. So I'm not really sure. Maybe kids are trying to quick scope still. I don't know.
Maybe.
In terms of what is the reason to ever use a tactical suppressor, there's not. You should never use a tactical suppressor ever. Monolithic is always the way to go. That's where I stand on that.
Okay, so here's where I'll educate you guys on this topic. So why is the Singard Pro barrel more used on the X50 than the factory? So they're both long barrels. They both increase your damage range and your bullet velocity. But the factory also reduces your movement speed. What that means is the factory barrel has more damage range and more bullet velocity. But the downside of that barrel versus the Singard Pro barrel is that even though they both increase damage range and bullet velocity, the factory increases those more than the Singard Pro barrel does. But in addition to the movement speed penalty that the factory barrel has, the factory barrel, so they're both going to reduce your aim down sight speed, but the longer the barrel, the greater that reduction in aim down sight speed is. So maybe with the Singard Pro barrel, my ADS speed is plus 0.1 seconds, plus 100 milliseconds. But with the factory, it's plus 250 milliseconds. So the factory is giving you more damage range and more bullet velocity at the expense of an even slower ADS time, an even greater hit to your ADS speed. So the Singard Pro Barrel, I suspect, is used more on the AX50 than the factory because it gives you enough bullet velocity to where you're comfortable using it, but it doesn't completely destroy your ADS time. Now, I don't use the factory barrel on the AX50 because if I want a sniper to have that much range, I'm just going to use an HDR. In which case, I don't need to use the longest barrel on the AX50. I'd rather guarantee that I'm going to get one shots at the longest possible range, so I'm going to use the HDR. So what reason is there to ever use a tactical suppressor over the monolithic? This is the same question with respect to different attachments, and I'll explain. So both suppressors, all suppressors, will keep you off the minimap and the compass when you're shooting your gun, assuming there's no UAV in the air. And if there is a UAV in the air, but you have ghost, then if you shoot your gun with a suppressor of any kind, you're still going to be off the minimap. So that's why people use suppressors in general. Now you're asking, why wouldn't I use the monolithic instead of the tactical? Because the monolithic and the tactical both reduce your ADS speed, but the monolithic has an extra benefit, which is damage range. However, just because they both slow down your ADS speed doesn't mean they both slow down your ADS speed the same proportion. So again, a tactical suppressor probably adds, whatever, 50 milliseconds to your ADS time, so it makes it 50 milliseconds slower. But the monolithic makes it 150 milliseconds slower. Now, those aren't real numbers, but I'm just illustrating the point that even though they both ruin your ADS speed, the monolithic ruins it more than the tactical. So you might be saying, well, I'm willing to take that slower ADS speed so that I can get the damage range, because damage range is good. But people have tested the monolithic suppressor. You get literally like 2 to 4 meters of extra damage range on the monolithic versus the tactical. So I use tactical suppressor on every gun now because I would have a little bit faster ADS speed than a little bit more damage range. The difference is negligible in ADS time and in damage range. They're both very close. But the reason I'm using a suppressor is for the suppression effect. I'm not using it to get an extra 3 meters of damage range. It doesn't matter to me, and it virtually never makes the difference. So I'd rather be able to ADS more quickly, especially when someone's really close to me. Milliseconds matter. But if someone's really far away from me, 95% of the time, if I'm able to land 3 bullets, I'm also able to land 4 and get the kill. So it's never going to make the difference between me getting a kill and not getting a kill, having the extra damage range. Whereas having an extra faster 50 milliseconds of ADS time will very often make the difference between me getting a kill and dying when someone's really close to me. That's why I use the tactical suppressor. So I would encourage you to do the same. I don't think the monolithic suppressor is ever worth using. So keep that in mind.
I think you say that about the tactical suppressor with the ADS time, because the way you set up your guns, the ADS speed isn't nearly as quick as mine. I think that's the reason you think that. I've never once thought I needed even a hint more ADS speed on most of my setups.
It's not a matter of needing it more. It's a matter of cost-benefit analysis. Even if my ADS time is perfectly fast for me, I still want it faster. I always want it faster. It's always better to have faster ADS speed, even if I feel like it's fast enough. But I don't care nearly as much about damage range, an extra 3 meters, as much as I care about an extra couple milliseconds of ADS speed. The difference is really small, regardless, but I would rather, if I have to pick one, I'm picking ADS time over damage range every time. So
We'll go with that. I don't agree with you, but monolithic. Don't use tactical suppressor. Everyone use monolithic.
We've said our piece. Make your own decisions, but you're a dumb piece of garbage if you use the monolithic. Let me catch up on chat here real quick. I'm here. Let's get on with the show. Crichton, welcome. Honor and a privilege to have you here, young man. Or not so young man. Kay. Just kidding. You know I love you. What else was I gonna say here?
Take a break when you're going to. I want to take a break real quick when you're going over chat. BRB.
Okay. Let's see. Tanner, did someone slap you in the face with their dick? Asks Crichton. Excellent question. You have a huge red mark on the side of your eye. No means no. Damn. Hashtag rape culture. Hashtag all men are trash. What is the... Not all men? Not all women? Not all men. I think that was the thing like a year or two ago. Dude, it's a bright red pimple. It hurts so bad. Am I 16 again? I thought I'm a boober now. What the fuck, said Tanner in the chat. Well, hey, pop it. Be an adult. Adults pop pimples. I don't think they do, actually, but I can never help myself. But I also have exceptional skin. That's also inked the fuck up, by the way. And if you've never seen my ink, you're missing out. Twitch.tv/Razanon live every Wednesday and Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure you're here or go to the YouTube, search for the Dropshot or for Razanon to see full video episodes. If you're listening to this on a podcasting app, you don't want to miss out on the video. But if you are listening to this on iTunes, make sure you rate us 5 fucking stars because it helps a lot. Thank you. This has been a public service announcement by the Dropshot LLC. Random pimples are annoying as fuck, says Crichton. Rub some rubbing alcohol on that shit and hope for the best. Not sure you're supposed to do that. I'll look into it. Again, I have virtually perfect skin, so I've never had to worry about pimples. So if that doesn't work, put some Windex on it. Maybe you can inject it with bleach. MAGA. Make America Great Again. Trump 2020. Raznon, you okay, bro? You look either really tired or like your allergies are bothering you. Yeah, I'm fine. Do I look weird? I've been drinking a lot because of this quarantine. So maybe I look like tired. Or like I didn't sleep very well, because I didn't. But I don't know. I feel pretty good. My eyes are more red than usual. I think that's probably dude, I still gotta fuck with my my webcam settings. I think that's probably the issue because what's it called? I've had to fuck with it a bunch because it like doesn't matter, but yeah, it's probably that. So keep that in mind.
What pop? That's why I have it. Oh shit.
All right, let's see. It's not a pimple, it's your nipple. Back to back, dropping kids out here. You young kids and your ADD. I love Warzone. Since I'm dropping fire out there, I'll drop some in here. Let's fucking go! What an absolute demon on the keys. Claptimus Prime. Another 5 gifted subs for a total of 10 in this small but vibrant and extremely humble community. Claptimus, congratulations, young king, on that double Warzone win. Fantastic. You deserve it. Blessings be upon you. I appreciate you, brother. And let's say congratulations and welcome to our 5 new guests here. Big Booty Hose, also known as Gabriel Saul Perez of Covina, California, Lyman Avenue. Welcome.
Lady got gifted a sub? No.
Yeah, he did. So
Dude,
this is his first time
pissed.
subbing, even though I've known him for 15 years. 0182 Sazeki, that's Sizzler, right?
Oh yeah, it's Sizzler.
Sizzler,
Let's
welcome.
go.
Let's fucking go. Lightbulb 619 and the Milkman Bro. Thank you and welcome to this small but vibrant and extremely humble community. Claptimus, thank you again, sir. I honor, respect, cherish, and appreciate you in these trying times amidst this global pandemic. So, yeah, Crichton, that command stopped working. I just took it out anyway. But Low Cap said dodged. Feels okay, man. What do you mean dodged? You're already subbed. You can't get gifted a sub, you stupid bitch. Maybe you can't see that.
Hold on. Imagine being following since December 12th, 2015, but only having 71 set messages in chat. That's actually crazy.
Is that Gabriel Saul Perez?
No, that's Locap.
Oh, yeah.
Locap has followed you for 5 years and has only sent 71 messages. That's actually really funny.
Well, he's a piece of dog shit, so.
He's worse than Gabriel Saul Perez of Covina, California, Hispanic, age 28.
Lyman Avenue.
Works in the restaurant industry.
Works in the restaurant business. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So. Claptimus with the hang loose. Hell yeah, brother. Let's grow this fucking community. Amen, sir. Amen. I couldn't agree with you more. Thank you again, dude. I really do appreciate it. Very generous of you. Very kind. Very humble. I slide in the DMs for real interaction. Yeah, I get it, Locap. I don't hold it against you. I'm not a piece of shit like Tanner Dropshot. Twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot. Okay, next question. Let's move on here. Jake Down today in the Discord asked of us, Night Vision Warzone, since everyone uses thermals anyway? Yes, no, your response, Tanner.
Started off, I'm sure it will come. Infinity Ward has done every variation on everything in this game because they have no new ideas. So it's kind of like, hey, let's take gunfight and then add in 3v3 gunfight and make it even worse. And then, hey, let's add snipers only gunfight, but put the EBR in the game so that it's really not snipers only. So I'm almost positive this will come at some point, or even like a realism Warzone. They'll put some spin on it. And honestly, the other thing I was thinking is the visibility may even be better, right, Razanon? You may be able to see people better using night vision than you can normally. So it's a good thought. I'm almost positive it will come to the game at some point, but maybe they should release fucking duos first. Hey, Joe Seacott, press the release duos button now. I want to play it.
Isn't it so crazy that they don't have duos yet? Dude, there's plunder duos.
Okay. You heard it here first. You heard it live on twitch.tv/Razanon, the Dropshot, every Wednesday and Saturday evening, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Duos is coming this Tuesday in the update. You heard it here first. Insider information. Joe Seacott's my dad. I have this information.
Okay, interesting. That is an interesting prediction. How do you justify this theory, Tanner?
No justification. I feel like it's time. They're not going to announce it ahead of time. They're not going to say Duos is coming Tuesday. Tuesday is the big update where they're adding in the Frankensmithing, the new weapon camo, Obsidian, or whatever the fuck they're calling it. So Duos is going to be in the game. If it's not, I'm not going to play this game for a week straight. That's how confident I am.
Very interesting. Well, that's not true, but I'm curious about it. I am excited. I'm genuinely excited for Warzone duos though. So that would be fun. Let's see. Oh snap! Nacho Libre guest host. Damn, get fucking shit on, dude.
That's what I like to hear. Let's fucking go.
Fucking destroyed, idiot bitch kid. That's Tanner, by the way. Jedi Knife, welcome. Just play blunder duos, Pepe laugh, K. Like predicting when Warzone will release. Did we predict when Warzone would release correctly?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we got it wrong, but...
You said, well, one of us said it was going to release like 2 days after the podcast.
Yeah,
that we recorded
was me.
It came out like 3 weeks later. So.
That was me, and I was absolutely not correct. So
yeah,
keep that in mind.
We'll figure it out.
But hey, thanks for trying to gas us up, Damascus, but that is fake news. That is fake news. So my answer to this question, Night Vision Warzone, since everyone uses thermals anyway. Well, Night Vision Warzone. I'm not sure how they would handle vehicles. I guess you could just keep your night vision goggles on while you're driving through shit. So I guess that would be fine. I actually think that would be a fucking cool idea. I actually do think that would be really cool. I would like to see it. It's just, it would be cool, but at the same time, it's not that different. and I wouldn't be like super excited about it. Like, I'd rather they release a new map, release guns, fix the mini map, fix visibility, or fix sprint out time. But none of those things will happen. So yeah, I guess night vision Warzone would be kind of cool. And you make a good point, since everyone uses thermals anyway. True. I don't use thermals, but it automatically puts on like a tack laser if you're using if you're in a night vision mode. So that would be fine for me as well, even if I don't use a thermal.
So let's not say you don't use a thermal, and neither of us have played Warzone in a month. Well, I guess you have with your new group of friends that I wasn't invited to, but
Yeah, you were invited, by the way.
I don't think people use
absolutely
thermal
not.
a whole lot anymore, to be honest. I think that's died down.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't use thermals. Because if someone's running cold-blooded, then it just fucks me up more. And most importantly, if you're using a thermal sight, so here's some knowledge for you guys. If you're like sniping with a thermal scope, for example, while you're looking through your thermal scope, you can't see glint. Scope glint. So someone could be aiming right at your stupid, dumb idiot face, and if they have cold-blooded, they won't light up in your thermal scope. And then if their glint, it would be otherwise visible, you wouldn't see that glint because you're using thermal, and glint is not visible through thermal. So it's actually a bait to use a thermal sight in Warzone. I think in general it's kind of a bait, but especially in Warzone, because everyone snipes in that, and if you're using a thermal, you won't see glint, you won't see where they are because they're lying down in the tall grass, and then you're going to get shot. So I advise strongly against using thermals. It is in fact a bait. So let's see. Just take vehicles out, says Low Cap. Well, I think vehicles need to be in Warzone. I think they need to take out the fucking the armored truck that can take more damage than an Abrams tank. We can take that out. But I think all the other vehicles should be in Warzone, because I don't want to fucking run everywhere like I'm Courtney DeWalter running an ultra marathon. But read a book. But I also think that in ground war, tanks should, not only should tanks be taken out, but they should have never even been coded into the game, thought of, discussed, or brought up in a meeting when discussing the initial implementation of ground war. Because vehicle combat is completely contrary to the Call of Duty ethos, and it's so dumb that it's in the game, and it makes me furious. So, let's see. They would probably have these things called lights on them, just a guess. Yeah. Well, hey, Crichton. Infinity Ward's done dumber things than not including lights on vehicles in the nighttime. So, we as rational, common sense wielding human beings, we would think, oh, of course there's going to be lights on the vehicles. But an Infinity Ward has bungled simple, commonsensical solutions so many times this year with Modern Warfare 2019 Game of the Year that I wouldn't be surprised if they fucked that up. So don't say it like it's a given, right? Because it's not. Just a guess. Stupid bitch. Stupid old bitch.
Razanon pissed again. Shit.
I love Crichton, though. Let's see. Not invited. Wow, that sounds familiar. Crichton, I don't invite anyone, dude. If you want to run, hit your boy up and I'll run. It's that simple. When have I ever said, no, I won't run with you? This is for everyone, by the way. If there's room in my party, I'll run with you. Just ask. But I have dozens of friends. Most of them say they're online. They're not actually online. They're not at their computers. So I'm not going to start a fucking mailing list like an asshole before I queue for a match every single time I play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 Game of the Year. It's not happening. So if you see me online and you want to run, hit me up and I'll invite you. It's that simple. So figure it the fuck out. Are we running tonight? I need to physically and mentally prepare how coherent I keep myself if we are. Yes, Crichton, we will run tonight, and you are hereby cordially and formally invited. How about that?
So I want to play Warzone tonight. I want to give it a shot. I haven't played it in a long time.
Okay, then we'll do it.
Not going to be great because I'm going to be trash at it because I haven't played it in a month, but we'll see.
I'll keep that in mind. We'll figure it out, though. Damascus says, my prediction, and you heard it here first on the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast, streamed live every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. at twitch.tv/Razanon, is that the first night vision mode in Warzone will be on the 4th of July, Kona, America. World War back-to-back champions. I got the joke wrong. Okay. Fireworks will be seen from the map. That would be a cool idea, Damascus. I would approve of that. Like a Kona fireworks jingoism celebration. That would be dope. Terrible shooting ass. Okay, Crichton. All right, let's move on here. I'll catch up with you later, chat. Let's see. Unit Milk asks, I've got a question. Do you think the new Call of Duty will take the look after Black Ops 1, you know, Vietnam, or something completely different, Tanner?
I didn't play a single minute of Black Ops 1, so I know nothing about it. All I can tell you is what all the rumors are saying for Call of Duty 2020 is that it's the Black Ops universe, as they say, and it's going to be something in the Vietnam era. I don't know. I don't really care what it is. If I can see people and if there's a nuclear calling card at launch, then I'll have a great fucking time. I mean, hey, if there's calling cards at all in the game, I'll have a great time.
Dude, if I can see people, I would have so much fun playing this game, dude.
Yeah.
It would be
Imagine
so
not
fun.
having a nuclear calling card until 5 or 6 months after the game was released.
Such a
Fuck
yikes.
you, Infinity Ward. That's crazy.
We both have them, by the way, so let's keep that.
Yeah,
in mind.
I've never played Black Ops 1, to be honest. I feel like it's one of the most forgotten Call of Duty titles for some reason. You never hear anybody talk about Black Ops 1.
You know why?
Because it was shit?
No. It was pretty
Why?
good, but because Black Ops 2 was such a massive success, and everyone talks about BO2 as like one of the best Call of Duties of all time.
Yeah, it's usually BO2 and MW2 is what people say.
With seminal maps such as Raid, Standoff, Hijacked, and others. But
Thanks.
all right, so let's see. I mean, if it's in Vietnam, yeah, it'll have a similar aesthetic to BO1, especially because it's going to be the same developing team. So Treyarch / Raven, I think, or is Treyarch / Sledgehammer? Tanner, do you know? Is it gonna be Treyarch? Who are the devs next year?
It's Treyarch something. I know that.
Okay. So, well, anyways, Treyarch makes Black Ops series, including Black Ops 1. So the aesthetic is going to be similar. The graphics are going to be marginally better because Black Ops 1 came out in 2002. I don't know when it did, but it was a long time ago. But yeah, if it takes place in Vietnam, it'll have a very similar aesthetic because it's the same dev team and the same era as BO1 took place in. So.
Yeah.
Oh god, that Crown Royal's got some horsepower. Let's see.
That was a long drink, dude.
Yeah,
You were just silent for like 15 seconds.
Yeah,
as you
sorry
drank.
about that.
I thought your internet crashed.
No. Fortunately not. We've been hanging on for dear life. All right, so let's see. We got one more question. This one comes from Bloodless, fan of the Dropshot TM. Today at 5:51 p.m. Bloodless asks, I personally believe multiplayer on PC is on its last leg. That's not a question. I've been playing about 6 to 8 hours a day. In 8 out of 10 games, I'm the only PC player. Still not a question. Granted, I've been playing S&D. This is a lot of preamble. Do you guys share my opinion that multiplayer on PC is going out the door? Do you think it already has? Or do you see it maintaining a healthy PC base for the foreseeable future? Tanner.
First off, Blood, if you're playing 6 to 8 hours a day, get a fucking job. You're not 15. Get a job now. I don't know if it'll necessarily come back. Warzone is definitely the king for now, and it will be for a month, 2 months. Especially if they get control of the hackers, then multiplayer will never be close to what it was. But with things coming out soon, you know, like the new camos that are going to be in the game, I think that could bring people back. They need some big updates that'll make people want to play that again. The launch of the new season, I think, always brings people back to multiplayer. The biggest thing is it doesn't really matter because of crossplay. If PC's dead, it doesn't matter. And like he was saying, he's been playing S&D. Well, hey, the only people that play Search and Destroy Blood are the CDL kiddies because nobody else wants to play Search and Destroy. It's the CDL kiddies wanting to pretend like they're some kid on Optic Gaming, so they're playing Search and trying to ninja defuse.
Which
I
is
haven't
also
played
you, by the way, Blood.
I haven't played a game of Search and Destroy on Call of Duty in 10 years, so.
And why is that?
Because I'm not 12? I don't know.
Yeah, because you're an adult. That's what I was going to say. But yes.
To expand a little further, though.
Ooh.
Optic got shit on today. Yeah.
Further
CJ
expansion. Okay.
A little further expansion. Over the
words?
next few years, I think Call of Duty on PC will be bigger than ever. And I've already seen pros tweet shit out. You okay there, buddy? I see you coughing. I've already seen pros tweet shit out recently complaining. They're like, why are we still playing on console? Like, they can be playing on PC with better frame rate, higher FOV with a controller. So I think that switch will come once Activision's contract with Sony is up, which will probably be years. But at some point within the next 3 to 4 years, I think competitive Call of Duty will be played on PC, just maybe still with a controller. Keep that the fuck in mind.
That is a very interesting thought. I don't know if that's true, though. I think a lot of the reason that competitive Call of Duty switched to console is because more of their player base is on console. And particularly their younger player base is on console. So they have the pros play on console to sell a dream of being a fellow Call of Duty professional player to 12-year-olds who will then spend all this money buying a console, buying all the games, buying all the expansions, downloadable content, operator skins, CDL jerseys from the franchise store for $19.99, and things of the sort. So if they made the pro scene a PC scene again, would the competitive integrity be better? Yes. Would the skill ceiling shoot right the fuck up? Absolutely. Because the skill ceiling is significantly higher on PC than it is on console, which we've discussed. But Activision Blizzard does not give a fuck about the ideal competitive environment. They care about the bottom line. Now, Bobby Kotick would have you believe other things when he gives out his personal cell phone number to 10,000 of his employees, which is fake news, by the way. But regardless, that's the truth. So I think if you have the pro scene continuing to take place on console, you can sell a dream to teenagers that will incentivize them to buy your console, buy your games, and then spend countless hours grinding in an ultimately futile quest to become the next scump. So I don't see it going to PC as much as I would love that. And as much as I think that would be a better competitive environment, I think the money is on keeping the pro scene on console, and I don't see that changing. Whether or not that stays on PlayStation versus Xbox is a very good question. And you might even be able to do... You can play on whatever system you want, but we're still going to make you come to the LAN. And if that were the case, because there's no exclusivity contract, what you would see is every single pro playing on PC with a controller so that they have aim assist. I think that would be the best possible competitive advantage, because like you said, you can increase your FOV. You can play on 240 hertz instead of being locked at 120 hertz until 2025, which is a crime against humanity. To sell a PC, which is a console, but it's a PC. We've gone over that on the episode titled "A Console is a Computer." But it would just be strictly better to just use aim assist on a PC. The reason they don't do that now is because I think you pointed this out, Tanner. I didn't know this. It's still, aim assist is still super buggy with controllers on PC, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if that weren't the case, I think every big streamer that plays with a controller would be on PC already, because there's no downside as far as they're concerned. If you're making $100,000 a month, you can afford it, you know. So they would have done it already if it didn't have any issues. So let me answer the question. Did you answer this already?
To the best of my ability.
Okay. Let's see. I personally believe multiplayer on PC is on its last leg. I've been playing about 6 to blah, blah, blah. Granted, I've been playing S&D. So just like Tanner said, I don't play Search and Destroy because I'm an adult. Do you guys share my opinion that multiplayer on PC is going out the door? No, I don't share that opinion at all. Do I think it already has? I think multiplayer in general has gotten less popular because of Warzone. So I think the same proportion of PC players stopped doing multiplayer to play Warzone as the proportion of Xbox and PS4 players also did that. I don't think it's like endemic to PC specifically. And do I see it maintaining a healthy PC base for the foreseeable future? Yeah, so I don't know where... I mean, maybe in Search and Destroy, only 12-year-olds play it. This is kind of exactly what Tanner and I just said, is that we don't play Search because we're not 12 years old. And as you know, almost every 12-year-old who plays Call of Duty has a console. So what that means is 12-year-olds are the only ones playing Search and Destroy and Bloodless. So 12-year-olds plus Bloodless are playing Search and Destroy. And almost every 12-year-old who plays Call of Duty is doing so on a console, because their mom bought them a computer to play a video game on. And that computer is called an Xbox or a PlayStation. So that's probably why you are seeing only console players. But this is not my experience at all. I see an equal proportion of PC players and console players.
Well, it's not equal. We see a lot of PC players though. Playing in the tens lobbies, ground wars, we see a lot of PC players still.
I see plenty of PC players. Maybe not equal. Maybe a third.
Yeah, don't call it equal, yeah.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. But there are also plenty of lobbies I get into where it's only PC players. Like, plenty.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But I don't have this experience at all. I think the player base will continue to be healthy. Yeah. But, I mean, your anecdotal evidence or mine or Tanner's isn't really indicative of anything other than our anecdotal experience. I would need to see some analytics, some stats, and some numbers to like actually answer this question. But without having seen any of the stats or analytics, I would say that I think multiplayer on PC has taken just as much of a hit from Warzone as Xbox and PlayStation players have. So, anything else on this, Tanner?
No, actually, to be honest, I would enjoy playing Search and Destroy. I just don't play it because Raz has ADD and can't play a video game where he's dead for a minute and a half and has to watch other people play. So
let me be clear: you would not like Search and Destroy.
I would play Search and Destroy.
You would get bored, dude. We would play.
Okay, you're right. No. You're actually probably right because people do dumb shit in games like this, like use Claymore. I'm thinking like Call of Duty back in the day. Like not like this. I don't want fucking a Claymore in every corner and a kid just sitting in a corner camping with a suppressed MP5. So
yeah, interesting. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Again, It's an arcade shooter. I'm not here to play tactical. If I wanted to play fucking Search, I would play Valorant. I would play CSGO. I would play... What's the one with the leaning still? Ghost Recon? Is that what it's called?
Siege. Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, Rainbow Six. I would play that. But, I'm playing Call of Duty for another reason. So let me catch up on chat here. BO2 had a disproportionate amount of solid maps relative to recent CODs. I agree with that wholeheartedly, Blood. I think old Call of Duties had extremely good maps. Extremely good maps. Let's see. Let's see. I'd invite him, but he doesn't like S&D because he's a frail bitch. We've gone over this. I don't like S&D because I'm not a 12-year-old. Bloodless, Tanner, Crichton, Warzone, and me. Yeah, let's do it. It's not me, it's the 50 nick in my veins. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Tell Raz to make Dropshot branded e-juice. Dude, okay. That's not a terrible idea, dude. But we need to be far bigger to do that. And to do that, you need to share this podcast with your friends and family and make them listen to it so that I can start to get sponsors. And then if I can get sponsored by Reds with 2 Ds, my e-juice of choice, then I can partner with them to make a Dropshot e-juice. It would have menthol in it. Deal with it. And I'm not sure what flavor it would be, but I'd figure it right the fuck out. BO2's in my top 3. Yeah, same. It should be in everyone's top 3 if they played Call of Duties. Standoff, that's my shit. Such a fucking insanely good map. Such an insanely good map. Such a well-designed map. Like, it's unbelievable how well-designed Standoff is. And a lot of the BO2 maps are. I don't particularly like Hijacked, even though it's super popular. So, unpopular opinion there. It's not bad, don't get me wrong. It's better than every map in Modern Warfare. So, there's one thing. But it's not great. It's good. Blood is funny because you're typing, but you aren't subbed. I think he's saving his Twitch Prime sub for Tanner Dropshot. So, maybe don't chastise him because he's trying to give you money.
Sit on me, so get shit on, idiot.
What'd you say?
He already used it on me, so get shit on, idiot.
Okay, well, fantastic. Fantastic.
Okay.
Charlie00123, thank you for the follow, young man. I appreciate you. Welcome to this small but vibrant and extremely humble community. Guess I got the Prime sub. Feels okay, man. That's one of my favorite Twitch emotes. That's why I made Raz good, because it's an emulation of that emote. Let's see. Is this dude still sipping the 2 shots he poured an hour ago? Yes, I am, Blood, because I'm not trying to get fucking blasted in 40 minutes. Now, here's a fun fact about twitch.tv/Razadon. My last name is Riley. I'm about 80% Irish. Not Belfast, Northern Ireland, Protestant dog Irish, right? But real Irish. Actual Ireland Irish. Riley. We probably dropped the O at Ellis Island. And if you don't know what that means, read a book. But, I'll explain, Tanner. Don't worry. Because I know you have a confused look on your face because you've never read a book. So you can just Google Ellis Island and see what the implications of my statement were. Read a book. But I could go through 16 shots in an hour, right? Because it's in my veins. If anything a genetic Irishman knows how to do, it is fucking slam booze. Okay? But I'm trying to do a service to you. Because this little rambling speech we're having now, if I had drank more than 2 shots, like you're implying I should have done, this would continue not for 2 minutes, but for 30. And no one wants that. That's not good podcasting content. So don't chastise me for not having drank a copious amount of alcohol during this broadcast, because I'm doing it for you. So be grateful, you swine piece of dog shit. So Let's keep that in mind. Try Blanton's. I don't know what that is. Is that an alcohol? A liquor? I think the hype died already. Valorant has the reins currently. It might come back. We will have to wait and see. I think Valorant's going to die off too, but we'll get into that in a minute. Tanner, what were you going to say?
I wasn't going to say a goddamn thing, was I?
I'll keep that in mind. I thought you were. Optic got shit on today. I have not been watching CDL at all. I've been too busy growing an empire. Shadow playing BO4. That is certainly an Omega lol, Crichton. He's rubbing that eye a lot. Me? Am I rubbing my eye, or was he talking about you, Tanner?
He's talking about you. I don't know. I haven't noticed.
Interesting. I don't notice. I touch my face a lot, but I also never go outside, so I don't have to worry about the coronavirus, so that's not a problem. Just to clarify, I'm asking if the PC scene is dying for MW, not COD as a series. Yeah, I get it. I understood your question, but no, I just don't think it is. Damascus says, I'm a telemedicine setter. I play on console with mouse and keyboard. What the fuck is a telemedicine setter? Tanner? Help me out.
It's a Damascus thing. I have no idea.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Not what I said. I'm a trendsetter. Okay, that's what he meant to type. I play on console with mouse and keyboard. Okay, so yeah, that's the worst possible thing you can do. Because you get the terrible hardware of a console and you also don't get aim assist. I've seen that once in game from Kaylee because she broke her controller. So she's
really?
Yeah. So she's like on mouse and keyboard on a fucking console, which is just crazy. A complete disaster. Don't do that. That's the worst thing you could do.
That's crazy. I didn't know you played with Kaylee. I must have not gotten invited to that one either.
I play Search. I don't think I've played with her much. I don't know though. I play Search. I'm here with you, Blood. Yeah, sorry, J Poppy. I've known Blood for a minute, so I like to make fun of him. But I do not like Search. That much is not disingenuous. Do I have to top frag on these kids again, even though I mainly play S&D? How many times are you gonna talk about S&D, Blood? Hey, how about we change the acronym SMD? You know what that stands for? Suck my dick. How about that, Blood? Stupid cunt. At least Bloodless has lots of kitties to click on. No Epstein. Yeah. Well, you don't have lots of kitties to click on and search because there's no respawn, which is why I don't play it. Let's see. Charlie put it in the Discord. That's why you play CDL search. Yeah, maybe that would be better. Does anyone play in those CDL playlists? I've never heard anyone say anything about it ever. Ever. You know? I've never heard anything about it.
Again, it would only be a console thing.
Yeah.
So
true. Yeah, because again, the only people that give a fuck about CDL are console players. Because CDL's played on console. So if anyone's gonna like pretend to fucking LARP as a CDL player, then they'll be doing it on console. So Corey, welcome. I'm saving my sub for Tanner because of the sweet mustache he's rocking. Damn, dude. Hell yeah. All right, well, I'll take that, Corey. We approve of that. He's milking this shit. I don't know what you're referring to, Crichton. Slam booze and fight the UVF. What is the UVF? Maybe I should read a book because I feel like that's an acronym I should know, and I don't. Ulster Volunteer Force. Read a book. Damn. Shit on.
Fucking shit on.
I still don't know what that is, by the way. Let me Google this. Ulster Volunteer Force. Okay. The UVF, an Ulster Loyalist paramilitary group in 1966. Its first leader was Gusty Spence, a former British soldier. I presume this has to do with... Okay. So is this like a subset of the IRA? Because I know about the IRA, obviously. I don't know dick about the UVF, though. I've never heard of them. Oh, they're opponents of the IRA. That's why I haven't heard about them. because I don't read about Protestant dogs, right? Northern Ireland's homeland loyalists. Yeah, I gotcha. That makes sense. I'm kidding, by the way. I don't think Protestants are dogs. It's just my genetics speaking. So, jokes. They're all jokes, people. I'm a Southern California coastal elite liberal. I don't give a fuck about the geopolitics of Ireland, some country halfway across the world full of alcoholics and largely uninteresting. I'm just going to make this worse. If you're Irish, hey, dude, I sympathize with you. I share your genes. They're all jokes. Let's just fucking relax. Okay. Charlie, check the Q&A Discord chat. I have a question. The opposite of the IRA. Yeah, got it. Welcome to the Discord, Charlie. Okay. I'm going to clip it. I'm going to clip that and have it end after Rad says, I don't read. Okay. He's a Bernie bro. I'm not a Bernie bro. I do like Bernie Sanders, but that's not because I agree with him much. I think he's wrong about most of the things he says, but he's also not a lizard person. And every other presidential candidate is. I think he's actually trying to make things better, but he's just wrong about his tactics. Whereas Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Pete Buttigieg, all these other primary candidates in the DNC are lizard people. They have no intention of making things better. They just want to enrich themselves and their corporate donors. So I don't think Bernie's right about how he wants to improve the country, but I think he wants to improve the country. And I think he was the only presidential hopeful in the 2020 election cycle that genuinely held those feelings. So triggered J Poffy. I'll keep that in mind. Beto. Oh yeah, Beto. More like beta. Suck my cock, Beto. Hey, dude. Do you use a longboard? You're so fucking cool. You 45-year-old man. You stupid bitch. If you're 45 years old, don't try to appeal to millennials by being one of them. Because you're not. You're old. Accept that you're old, and we'll like you. Just like Bernie Sanders does. Bernie Sanders doesn't pretend to be fucking hip and cool. He doesn't make cringeworthy Ellen DeGeneres dance videos and post them on his fucking Twitter with what he thinks are contemporaneous hashtags. Because Bernie's an adult. So he gets the love of the millennials precisely because he's an authentic 80-year-old fucking man who's not pretending to be someone he's not. Who's not a pandering cuck like all of these other lizard people are. But I digress. So let me look at this Discord here.
Don't look at it.
Don't look at it?
I mean, you don't have to. No, look at it. It's in general chat.
It's in general? Okay. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, Charlie, let me show Charlie's masterpiece on stream here. Reached character limit of 500. Damn, that's sad. All right, well, sorry,
I think it's
Charlie,
funny, by the way, that as soon as politics got brought up, anything related to the Donald Trump era, Itchy appears in chat talking about Dementia Joe.
Yeah. Well, the fact that the DNC just fucked all of the Democratic electorate out of a viable candidate because they would actually rather have Donald Trump win than Bernie Sanders, despite ostensibly being for the Democratic Party, is the perfect, most emblematic case for exactly my point, which is that they're all lizard people. And the DNC elite who run the whole organization don't care about democracy. They don't care about their party. They care about the status quo and keeping things roughly as they are. And what that means is they want Joe Biden first, but if they can't have him, they would rather the Republican Party, Donald Trump, win over Bernie Sanders. Because they're not actually for the Democratic electorate. They're for the status quo. And Bernie Sanders would try to change that. So if you're still a card-carrying Democrat in 2020, after you've been fucked not only in 2016, but now in 2020, where they have schemed and manipulated their way into having literally someone who's dying be the Democratic presidential nominee, who is going to be a fucking whipping boy for the general election in 2020, where Trump is going to publicly fuck this old dying man's ass because he has mid-stage at the most generous dementia, then you should be ashamed of yourself. If you're in the Democratic Party, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should leave the party. You can maybe start a new one, like a progressive party, if you're still a lefty. I don't have any problem with you being a lefty, but don't be in the Democratic Party because they've fucked you for 2 election cycles in a row. Have some self-respect, yeah? Anyways, this is a Call of Duty podcast, so let me catch up on chat here. Sorry. Red lines are a good thing. Yeah, well, that wasn't Bernie's greatest quote. I'll give you that. I did not know Bernie had a folk album in the 80s. Notice how Raz skipped my self-conscious comment. Definitely self-conscious. What's self-conscious comment? Notice how Raz hasn't put the drink down after reading my comment. Self-conscious much /s. Okay. Keep that in mind, stupid fucking idiot kid. Let's see. I love this COD content. Suck my cock, low cap. I know, Tanner. Sorry. The DNC's White Knight. He's gonna fuck him with disinfectants. Yeah. Yeah, well. Listen, Joe Biden couldn't get any less healthy because he's dying. Because if you know anything about dementia, what that means is your brain is literally dissolving. It's like, I don't know if it's inflammation of the brain, actually, but it's not great. The dementia is a terminal disease. You die from it, period. That's all that happens. Once you have dementia, you are going to die. It will kill you as a matter of course, 100% of the time. The only question is when. Now, if you're fucking 80 years old, I can make some guesses, probably pretty soon. And you probably shouldn't be running for president of the United States of America. So the whiskey is finally hitting him. Man's talking about the DNC. Someone brought this up. Who brought this up, Tanner? I didn't bring this up myself.
I don't know how this got brought up, to be honest.
Yeah, well, we'll keep that in mind. And he wonders
Somebody
why he's
said
getting...
I think Damascus started by saying he's a Bernie bro.
Oh, yeah. I think that was
Thanks,
it.
Damascus.
Yeah, thanks, Damascus, you stupid bitch. He wonders why he's getting 1-star reviews. Tune into Twitch and this motherfucker's ranting about politics. Hell nah. Yeah, well, you might be right, so... Okay. Last comment I'm going to read on this topic. Gerontocracy. Fantastic. That's a fantastic word. Do you know what that means, Tanner?
Fucking clue.
Read a book! Gerontology is like old people. Geriatrics.
I know the word geriatrics. I didn't know there was a word gerontocracy, so...
It's not a real word, but he did the Latin thing and put them together, so...
Okay. We'll go with that.
If I ever want Raz to sign over his assets to me, all I have to do is get him to drink 2 shots. I'm not... You guys are fucking idiots, dude. If you've been here for a while, why don't you ask Lowcap and Itchy what drunk Razanon is like? Spoiler alert, it's a lot worse than this. It is a lot worse than this. There is a clip somewhere on the internet of me hitting a bong with my Jufro talking about how... I don't even know if I should bring this up. I'll bring it up because I don't think anything I said was actually wrong. I was talking about how people who think Jews run the world are dumb because it's such a long explanation, but it was basically an anti-Semitic rant. But on its face, it's like this guy is high and drunk and he's talking about Jews. So the optics aren't great. Let's just say that. I didn't actually say anything bad. Like I said, it was anti-Semitic. But, like I said, again, some dude who is shirtless, whose hair is this big, who has a bong in his hand, is 13 shots deep and is ranting and slurring into his microphone on his Twitch live stream in 2014, talking about the Jews. The optics just aren't great. Let's just put it that way. The content of the speech was not bad, because I'm not a great person, but I'm also not a racist anti-Semite person either. So, anyways, that's what real drunk Raz is like. So, drinking 2 shots and then impugning me with being some kind of raving alcoholic is a charge that I would repudiate until I die. We want to hear about the house now? Okay. Bring the rat's nest back. Because the Holocaust. No. That rant had nothing to do with the Holocaust. I'm going to pee. Let me know when he's done talking. All right, Tanner, well, you need to restart your computer, you dumb bitch. Because we're going to end this shit and then get your dumb live stream started. Lowcap says, I've heard some vitriolic things in this channel. So vitriolic, you guys can highlight that, right click it, and then select search Google for vitriolic so you can find the definition, read a book. But such as what, Lowcap? I don't say vitriolic things on this channel. I'm a beacon of glowing positivity. I radiate hope and change and happiness and beauty and equality and egalitarianism on this channel, and it's certainly not vitriol that comes out of my mouth. So,
Okay.
an alcoholic is someone who can function. That's just wrong. So, all right, Tanner, restart your fucking computer now. Stupid bitch. Oh, pull up any SWTOR vid? I'm sure. I'm not that drunk. Back when I would average like 60 viewers. 'Cause I was a fucking demon at SWTOR. Back in Nam. Touche, blood. Dude, that video is so fucking funny, bro. About Christopher Hitchens. Because if you look at the upload date, that's the... Most of the reason that video is funny is because it was uploaded in 2008. So he's saying things that he would have gotten canceled for a dozen times in that video. And it's so fucking funny to me.
Twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot is back.
You live?
I could be in a second.
All right, well, fucking go live so I can raid you. And then I'm going to call into your grid fam as soon as this pod is over.
Okay.
I completely agree with just us. Yeah, I know, blood. I know. I can listen. I have enough social intelligence to know when someone's fucking with me versus when someone actually disagrees with me. So let's see. His ideologies are timeless. I think he's not an ideologue at all, which I think is a requirement for being timeless. Because pretty much any ideology is kind of, I mean, by definition, an ideology is rigid. So it can't be timeless, really.
Black helicopters.
Hold up, let's see that shirt. Oh, okay. I'll show it to you again. You can get your very own at the drop shop. Link in the description, link in the panels, link in the show notes. Yeah, we're playing Warzone.
We are live, by the way.
We're live.
Ready
all
to
right.
go.
Cool. Okay. So thank you all for watching. We will be back Wednesday. Sorry for the very Weird stream today, weird podcast, but maybe some of you fucking idiots will enjoy it. Have an excellent evening, and as always, remember, stay humble.
Humble.